Horizon Chess, Rex, and this is Fallout 1, 2, and 3 story in 3 minutes. Fallout animation by the channel Arcade Cloud. The story of the original Fallout 1, 2, and 3. Why is an original Fallout 3? Oh, original Fallout 1 and 2 and 3 in 3 minutes. A look back at Fallout before Fallout 76. Oh, really? Is that the threshold now? Anything before Fallout 76 is the original because that's the newer game? No. So first in 1 and 2. And tactics, right? I think there were 3 games before the renewed Fallout 3, right? That Bethesda started in 2008. I guess there was Fallout 1, Fallout 2. There was tactics. They planned to do Fallout 3, if I remember correctly, but they never got around to it, right? And then the Bethesda came after a few years. So I don't know much about the early stories because I never played those games, right? My Fallout experience started with the 3 New Vegas, Fallout 4, basically. But I think I somewhat know basic of that here and there because New Vegas kind of has lots of mention because it's kind of made by the same people. But yeah, it's gonna be fun how he's gonna cover the whole story in just 3 minutes. So let's watch it.
This is the story of Fallout in 3 minutes. Let's begin. In the 1950s, all cultural progress in the U.S. stops for no reason. Technological progress slows. There are no circuit boards or semiconductors. Everything looks like a CRT. The demand for fossil fuels multiplies beyond 20 to 30 times what we have in our world today. I forgot to do the math! I always forget to do the 1 century later, fossil fuels are...
I guess, look, only way this story could make sense is there was no moon race. Was there any moon race? Because if there were moon race, miniaturization of the technology came from the moon race, right? It started from there. NASA and basically everybody just started to miniaturize because you can bring all this equipment, heavy ass equipments to the rocket. Basically, it will cost way too much. So everybody just made it smaller and smaller, just invention happened. So if there was no moon race, it's understandable.
Are scarce. Oil prices rise and industrial nations are desperate, leading to vicious international conflict. 2066,
that's realistic.
The resource war. China invades Alaska for the world's last remaining fossil fuels because it's really easy to invade the United States. The US counterattack succeeds by the power of the...
I mean, the way China is rising 2050, I mean, it could happen, right? China could be powerful enough to, yeah.
American infantry with power armor. China retreats Alaska. The resource war ends. The Great War is about to begin. To prepare, the US builds large secret nuclear shelters, originally a conspiracy for human experimentation, but happened to be finished just in time for international nuclear war. More destruction in 2 hours than any period of human history. The US selects individuals to...
Let's be honest, these vaults were created for experiment. Apparently find out, Vault-Tec are a bunch of assholes.
Survive the Holocaust. The vaults are sealed, the bombs fall, the world dies. And nobody leaves the life-sustaining vaults for 200 years underground. On the surface, a race of strange mutants set out to take over the planet and threaten the peaceful life of those below. An ambiguous...
Yeah, was that the massive fuck you to Fallout 76? Nobody leaves the vault for 200 years?
This vault dweller emerges and stops the mutant threat. When he attempts to go home, he is denied entry.
Oh, there was no Fallout 76. This video is from 2015.
His exposure to the outside world is a threat to those in the vault. In grief and anger, he leaves and establishes his settlement in the wasteland. He dies. His civilization flourishes for a generation until everything starts dying. They choose a hero from among them to find the Garden of Eden creation kit, which will sustain them. He leaves, and the US government, now the Enclave, sweeps in and kidnaps the settlement and Vault 13 and brings them to their oil rig where they manufacture a virus which kills pretty much everything mutated by radiation, which is everyone except for themselves. The Chosen One finds the Gek, goes to the oil rig, kills everyone, destroys the virus, blows up the oil rig, and saves everyone except for the Enclave. They escape and create a super awesome society, yeah. Years later, on the other side of the US, a team of engineers build a facility to purify extremely large amounts of water. One of the members of this team, James, a mastermind engineer, doctor, and scientist, has a child, and to protect him from the wasteland lifestyle, retreats him to Vault 101. 19 years later, James leaves the vault to seek another Eden device to complete Project Purity. His kid, now known as the Lone Wanderer, goes out to search for his father, finds him trapped in a vault, and rescues him. With the Gek in hand, they reunite the engineers of Project Purity. But the Enclave attacks and takes them hostage so they can complete the project themselves in order to release the virus. In James' dying breath, he saves most of the team, including his son. That son gathers militants in order to, through brute force, take back the facility. They charge in there, take the victory, and reactivate the facility. And the Lone Wanderer dies. Wait, no he doesn't.
No,
Wait.
DLC.
Hey, Does he die?
I don't know.
What the fuck? What do you mean you don't know? Oh, dang it. I can't handle this shit. I'm out of here. Oh, yeah. And before I go, make sure you check out our other episodes. My personal favorite is Sonic. Subscribe to Arcade Cloud. And coming up next is Halo in 3. I know I said that last time, but this time we really mean it.
Alright, that's it, I guess. Alright, video games in 3 minutes. This is an actual series that he made, apparently. Yeah, so Fallout 3, obviously they killed the main protagonist, Lone Wanderer, in the original game, but everybody got so much pissed off that the new DLC, Broken Steel? Yeah, Broken Steel. You're apparently not dead, right? You kind of wake up and continue. Fallout, before Fallout 4, kind of, finishes once the game is over, right? Your whole game is a journey from A to B. It's an open world game, sure, but it's a storytelling with an open world. Story is what matters in these Fallout games. When you start and when you finish, game over, just press the quit or start a new game or just fuck off. Right? That's how it's always been. Fallout 3, when it finishes, it's supposed to be over. Same thing is with the Fallout New Vegas. When you finish Fallout New Vegas, that's it. But in the 3, everybody hated the concept of, him being dead so much that they introduced Broken Steel to, I guess, make sure that he's not dead. And kind of understandable, right? Because even I don't want that shit, right? I mean, you do some invincible shit in Fallout. Fight 2-3 Deathclaws sometimes, right? Here and there. You do things that, let's be honest, 10-15 people, group of people can't do. You feel invincible at that point, like you're way too badass. And then, you dying is kind of like, come on, really? I mean, even in this was kind of like sacrificing yourself to save the humanity element. It's not like nobody killed you. You die by radiation. But still, people don't want protagonists to die. So I guess they'll learn their lesson there. So I'm pretty sure they're not going to attempt anything like that in Fallout 5 or any other Fallout. Because Fallout 4, obviously we don't die. And invincible aspect is way too amped up in Fallout 4 because now we have settlements and things, right? We have way too many resources, and overall with our robots and our Minutemen, apparently our protagonist in Fallout 4 is way too powerful, right? So I guess that trend will continue. But then again, I know Bethesda Game Studio, Todd has admitted lots of points that they sometimes do experiments with certain games to see how much people like these things or not, just to approach how they're going to approach in the future. And I know the Starfield, the newer game, they are going back to their roots somewhat with the RPG thing, but approaching it in a new way. Let's just say it's not going to be Fallout 4 like. And I'm pretty sure they're going to experiment something here and there with the character and how people respond to it to progress forward. So Fallout 5 might look way too differently than Fallout 4 was. Fallout 4 was great, but lots of RPG element that was sacrificed, which they're not going to do in Starfield, but it was sacrificed. You kind of feel it. Even someone like me who's, I don't want to say I'm that much of hardcore RPG because I'm not. So even with somebody like me who can't notice certain RPG element here and there going, even I notice them, right? Even I notice, like with the settlements and everything, it doesn't feel too much of Fallout. It feels a bit too overpowered. We have settlements and our power feels way too much, I guess. It's usually Fallout experience is usually lone wanderer type of thing, right? Like you are one guy, you go through places, explore things, explore storyline. You're supposed to be one with your companion or whatever, creating the whole empire of Minutemen, getting too much settlements. I don't know, man. That kind of felt weird. Right, well, that was Fallout 1, 2, and 3 story in 3 minutes. By the channel Arcade Cloud. If you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down if you want to react to a specific video. And yeah, I'll see you next time.